Today we are going to be making some stuffed artichoke. It is a staple in my family. It's also one of our favorites. So as you can see, I got 4 beautiful artichokes. We're going to prep these guys and get them ready for stuffing. So let's get started. By the way, just so you know, I'll be putting out videos like this hopefully weekly. So check back often. So normally when I deal with an artichoke, it's a really tough vegetable. I like to use a serrated bread knife. It works wonders. So basically we're just going to cut the stalk off to the point where it'll sit nice and flat. Once we get that, we can do the same to the other ones. Same thing, sits nice and flat. Every now and then you're going to cut one that's just going to be lopsided. Not going to be able to help it. Now, there's a lot of different ways of making stuffed artichokes. You're going to see a lot of different ways other people are doing it as well. Me personally, I'm going to turn it on its side. I'm going to take the serrated edge, and I'm going to take about 1 inch of the top off. And we do that because it's going to make it easier to open up the artichoke. As you can see, makes it so much easier for stuffing. And we're going to do that to all of them. Again, about 1 inch off of the top. So we get this artichoke nice and opened up. As you can see, works really well. So let me get these other 2. All right, a little garbage bag here. All right, so another thing. Get yourself a little paring knife, and you can actually just start removing some of the really lower ones that are going to be really difficult to eat anyway. I don't take too much off because we're going to be steaming this for a couple of hours, which is going to really soften up all the leaves anyway. I try and take off the first, the first part of it. Just expose it a touch. Same thing on all of them. Let me get these done. And I like to clean it up a little bit. And when done, a nice looking artichoke. And this one's a little bit lopsided, so let's see if we can't fix that. There we go. All right. Again, we're just taking off the first sort of ring of the bottom leaves here. They're just really tough, and I don't really think they do much for this. And we'll do the same to our last one. And this should just about do it. Great. Once again, garbage. All right. So, one of the best ways and easiest ways I find to stuff these things, take your artichoke. I like to put it upside down, take the palm of my hand, and just rock it back and forth a little bit. And that really opens up the artichoke. And the last 2. And our last one. All right, so now that we got all of our artichokes ready, and ready to be stuffed, I like to take seasoned breadcrumb and no real measurements. You know, I do what I can with what I got. So I got some seasoned breadcrumb in here. I'm going to add some Parmesan cheese. I like it a little extra cheesy. So you put in as much or as little as you want. I like a lot of it. And even though these are seasoned, I still want to come in with some salt, some fresh cracked pepper, we're going to go with a little more garlic powder. You just want to really enhance the flavor of the breadcrumb. I know they're seasoned, but again, I like a little bit of extra seasoning, and we're going to use some parsley. Now, the next step I do is I take some extra virgin olive oil. And again, there is no measuring in this. We are going to put enough in here to kind of make this just kind of wet. You don't want too much, but you definitely want enough where you can see the breadcrumb a little bit turn colors and wind up with a little bit of, I don't know, sort of like pebbles. It turns the breadcrumb into sort of like a pebble. And that's just going to help everything stay together. And all right, so I think I have the consistency where I want it. There is no real easy way of doing this. Get yourself a really big sauce pot. And once you get yourself a really big sauce pot, a couple of ways of doing this. You can either take the spoon, put it over the top, let it fall into all the cracks, help it out a little bit by spreading out the leaves. But honestly, I think the easiest way is I take my hand, I put a bunch in here, and then I just start opening up the leaves, letting the breadcrumb fall inside. You know, move the leaves around with a couple of the fingers that's holding the breadcrumb there in your hand. And as you can see, it's so much easier. Get a lot more breadcrumb in there than you would with just a spoon. And that's what it's going to look like as soon as that one's done. So we're going to do the same thing, a couple more here. And again, there's no right or wrong way of doing this. I mean, you like breadcrumb? You know, put as much as you like. I know I have friends of mine who absolutely love stuffed artichokes with breadcrumb. I have friends who absolutely love artichoke that's not stuffed. They just steam them, a little bit of water, touch of olive oil in the water, again, beautifully stuffed, and they throw a little lemon. And that's basically how they like their artichokes. So there is no right or wrong way of doing this. This is just the way I was brought up with it. This is the way I've been making it for my family. And I must say, my family loves my stuffed artichokes. They will take a while. I mean, once I get them in the saucepan, they will take a while. I normally put about 2 inches of water in the bottom of the pan, and I let these guys go for about 2 hours and steam them. Let's see if we can't get all 4 of these guys in here today. They're really big artichokes. I'm not sure if I'm going to get all 4, but let's see what we're looking at here. Once I'm done stuffing this one. And again, I'm just basically doing the same thing I did with the other 3. Moving the leaves out a little bit, dropping some breadcrumb in all the different layers of the leaves here. Really get it nice and stuffed well. All right. And when done, it'll look sort of like that. Now to make room to get all 4 of these guys in here. Again, these are huge. Let's see. Looks like I am going to make it with the 4 of them. Make sure they're all nice and sitting flat on the bottom of the pot. You don't want these things turning. You don't want the water getting anywhere near the top of it. So when it's done, it's going to look like that. I'll be right back as I get some cold water in this pot. This on the back burner on a very low flame. We're going to cover it, and we're going to let this go for a good couple of hours. Again, there's a couple of ways of, you could do this. Again, I do have friends that love the lemon in the water. We're just not a fan of the lemon flavor. Well, I am, my wife's not. So I'll see you guys back when these are done. So we're about an hour in. Let's see what these guys look like. Not too bad. Still got a little bit of time to go. See you back in about an hour. So after 2.5 hours, this is what we have come up with. Stuffed artichokes. Have this as a meal, have this as a side dish, have this as an appetizer. Like I said, this is a staple in our house and we just love it. Quite honestly, just pull off a leaf. Delicious. So, check back often. We'll have other recipes. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Thanks for watching.